In this segment of ALEKS College Algebra, we will be looking at the domain of a square root function. And so here we have g of x equals the square root of negative 4x plus 32. Now the thing to remember here is an important rule. You may not take the square root of a negative number. Okay, the square root of a negative number is not defined in the real number system. And so, obviously, any numbers in some algebraic expression inside of a square root, which would make this entire argument in here negative, would not be allowed. So, what we can do here is to go over to our notes and do a little bit of algebra. So let's hop over here. And once again, notice that this part, this in here, is not allowed to be negative. Now, of course, it could be 0, and it could be positive. So let's write a step. Negative 4x plus 32 can be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, as long as it's greater than or equal to 0, life is good. It's only if it's less than 0, in other words, negative, that we get into trouble. So the domain then will be what we get if we go ahead and solve this for x. So let's do a few steps of solving this inequality. Now the first step will be move the 32 to the other side. So we will write a step, negative 4x is greater than or equal to a negative 32. Now we want to solve for x. Well, we have to get rid of the negative 4, which means that we're going to divide both sides of the equation by negative 4. So here we're going to get x. Here we're going to get positive 8, because remember, a negative divided by a negative. But notice here that when you divide by a negative number, you must reverse the sign of the inequality. Okay, so notice here that we must reverse the sign when you divide both sides by a negative number, which is what we've done in this step. So here is our answer that for our domain, that x is going to be anything which is less than or equal to positive 8. Let's go back to ALEKS and see what they want here. Well, they want this answer in interval notation. So once again, what we would have to do, let's look at our notes here. If you think about this on a number line, what you would have here is the number 8. Now, of course, that's a positive 8. And notice that the less than or equal to sign is underlined, so that means we're going to shade this dot in, and we're going to go this way. So we're going to go with everything to the left of that. Now, of course, in interval notation, which is just a shorthand for a number line graph, we're going to have the closed interval on this end, the open interval on this end. This goes to negative infinity, and this one here goes to 8. And so if we put that in as our interval answer, we should be good to go. Let's try that. Notice that we want the round on the left, the square on the right. That'd be this one. We're going to have negative infinity here, and we are going to have a positive 8 there, and that should be what they want. Okay, that's how we deal with the domain of a square root function in ALEKS College Algebra.